just touched it and this happened.
Sounds like you stumbled onto an exobyte.
Exobyte? Like one of those nanobot things that give people powers?
Yeah. Incidentally, exobytes are self-replicating, so a bunch of them are already well enough into your system. You should start seeing a bunch of changes pretty soon, besides your powers, I mean.
Is that why my voice sounds so different?
Yeah, but don't worry. Your voice sounding all deep and gruff like that is just a temporary side effect of the exobytes. It'll pass pretty soon. You should have seen Malia when she first got her powers.
So I guess getting them out isn't really an option, huh?
Honestly, I doubt it. We'll have Echo analyze you and the data in your exobytes. At least then we'll know what we're dealing with. Most of the others are either busy training, are out on missions, or are up in the command room. Frost is all healed up, so the medbay should be clear.
Sir, I finished analyzing Mr. Patterson's exobytes. They contain data that will alter his DNA, allowing him to both generate and manipulate flames at will. They also grant him superhuman strength and agility, as well as a superhuman healing factor when near ultraviolet radiation or heat. From what I could gather, with enough energy, he could even regenerate severed limbs.
I can do all that? Damn. Nice.
Not bad, not bad. Echo, he got any weaknesses?
Well, without any extra radiation or heat, he's essentially as vulnerable as any other human. However, there is some encrypted data here that I found both in Mr. Frost and Mr. Patterson that could prove useful. Unfortunately, this will take some time to decrypt as well.
Alright, Echo. Thanks. Keep working on decrypting that data.
So now what?
Now we get to work on training you to control your new powers.
Alright. I'm up for it.
Well, alright then. Just head upstairs to the roof and we can begin.
Frost is really going at it with the dummy, huh?
Yeah. He took the fight with Bloodshot last night pretty hard. I mean, the guy tried to cripple him. If I were in his shoes, I'd be frustrated too.
Oh yeah. He was aiming for his kneecaps a lot, huh?
I have had enough of this bullshit!
Okay, so maybe he's less frustrated and more pissed off.
I'm gonna kill that little bitch!
Okay, so he's really pissed off.
Really? I had no idea.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. The guy's been protecting me for weeks now and had no problem dealing with anybody who even thought about stepping to us. Then some random merc shows up with powers and almost kills him? I'd be pretty pissed too. Meanwhile, what are you doing? Just sitting on your ass.
Excuse me? Look, kid, here's a reality check for you. We saved your sorry asses. And you know what? Without us, you wouldn't be standing here to complain. Besides, you two idiots aren't the only ones to have made sacrifices. So how about you get your attitude in check? You useless piece of shit!
That's enough, Quincy.
Whatever. Well, that could have gone better. Wonder what his problem was.
We've been through a lot recently.
Who are you guys anyway? Ever since we first met, you've been super secretive about where you're from.
Our identities have to be kept secret. We have our reasons.
Well, judging by all this tech you guys got, plus you not wanting to deal with the Justice League, means that you're either villains, clones, or from the future. You saved my life last night and aren't holding me hostage right now, so I know you're not villains. And you don't seem like the soul-searching types, so I doubt you're clones. So, I assume you're from the future then. If you're wondering how I know, let's just say I've seen some things, and I've been around the block a few times.
It doesn't matter if we are or aren't. We're here now.
Still, how did you guys team up in the first place? You don't really seem like you'd work together under normal circumstances. Like, even if you are from the future, you don't seem like the kind of guys who would, well, hang out under normal circumstances. So my question is, What brought you together?
We came from a future where a dark god known as Darkseid has taken over the world. We've all been through a lot to be here. Dutek was trained from birth to become the next Batman after his dad, uncles, and grandfather, being the heir to his family fortune by day and fighting crime in Gotham as Robin by night. After Darkseid invaded, though, he had to watch his father and two of his uncles die. The only ones left were him, his mom, and his grandfather. I guess after that, he decided it was best for him to take on his own persona, and thus, the new Tech Knight was born. Niles was the fifth and final speedster in the Flash family. His dad was both Kid Flash and the third Flash. He wasn't born with his speed like everyone else though, so he always had this feeling that he wouldn't be good enough, that he could never measure up. I mean, his dad had to protect not one, but 2 cities. Then again, that's nothing compared to what Telesthesia had to go through. She was literally dirt poor and got into so much trouble at her orphanage they had to kick her out. One day in Star City, she ran into this guy, a U.S. Army general named Wade Eiling. He recruited her into a secret government project that made these tactically ingenious super soldiers. They experimented on her non-stop and made her stronger and smarter than ever. When she eventually tried to escape though, they sent her to Area 51, and they froze her for the next 15 years. It wasn't until the basis system malfunctioned that she finally woke up, and saw the nightmare of a world we are facing. Bandit was the son of a scientist who experimented with animal DNA. Something went wrong one day while his mom was pregnant with him, and it caused his dad to get killed and his mom to die after giving birth to him. When he got older, he got caught up stealing while dressed in all black and gray. He was living at an orphanage back then, and as a result, didn't have a lot of things that other kids had. His robberies are what got people to call him Grey Bandit in the first place. Our friend Overkill is a Kryptonian. His parents used to be on Superman's father, Jor-El's elite science team. They predicted Krypton's end almost a year before the other scientists did. They sent him off-world as a result and went to warn the rest of the Council of Krypton. But the Council dismissed them and ignored their warnings. To make things worse for his parents, Overkill's pod got stuck inside a wormhole. It wasn't until long after Krypton's destruction that he came out of it. Actually, it's around this time period that he did. Anyway, his pod landed in Virginia outside of some city called Hampton, and he had been raised as a human ever since. It just sucks that he almost had his life ripped away from him like that. Our other friend Warhead is the same way though. He was a pretty normal guy till he developed lung cancer. He had to go to the hospital for treatment a lot after that. But once he started his radiation treatments, his family started seeing crazy signs of the cancer dying. It was almost like the radiation gave his body the power it needed to kill the cancer on its own. It was like some kind of miracle. After that, he lived his life happily, with the only drawback being that he lost all his hair. Then there's the rest of us, meaning Green Lantern, Icy Hot, Quincy, and me. Green is my brother, and he and I were living up in Keystone City. We had a beautiful house, pretty good friends, and a pretty rich dad who ran his own $1 million company. Quincy and his sister Icy had it pretty good here in Metropolis too. They were just normal people like everyone else. Sure, they were a couple of kids being raised by their uncle because both their parents were superheroes, but they had it pretty good from what I hear. Still, we lost almost everything when...
When what?
When Darkseid invaded. His armies took the entire world by surprise, and together they destroyed everything. My family was forced to get out of Keystone, and the same thing happened with Quincy's here. Except Quincy and Ice had to watch their parents die.
Oh my god. I had no idea. I'm sorry to hear that. We can stop talking about this if you want.
No, it's fine. After that, we headed northeast to DC, where we ran into a bunch of Darkseid's parademons. We hotwired a truck with an MG turret on it and went in guns blazing.
Wait, what the hell? Why is there a truck with an MG turret on it?
Obviously, some of the locals tried to fight back before they were either killed or captured. Anyway, we fought them off as best we could, but we crashed at a gas station and they started closing in on us. We tried to fight our way out, but there was a huge explosion. And when we came to, Green, Ice, and me were all inside one of Batman's old bases. He and some of the other heroes and villains formed an alliance of rebels called the Human Meta-Human Resistance. Codenamed Dark Hammer, they had already found and recruited Telesthesia. Anyway, when we asked where Quincy was, they told us that we were the only survivors. They never found another body.
So, what changed? I mean, it's pretty obvious that Quincy isn't dead, and I assume that you lost the others before getting to DC.
Darkseid's forces finally found us. They took my parents and Quincy's uncle Damon. My dad made my brother and Quincy promise to protect me and Icy no matter what.
Okay. So what happened to Quincy?
Turns out after the explosion, Quincy went looking for us. When he didn't find us, he assumed that we died in the explosion. In his rage, he charged at all the demons at once. He managed to take down a couple of them, but they overpowered him. So his rage got him a red lantern ring.
Jesus. He did all that?
Yeah. Anyway, he killed all the demons, but right after that he went insane, going on a rampage all over the galaxy, which caught the attention of Atrocitus, the Red Lantern leader.
Wow.
Yeah, meanwhile, Lex Luthor recruited the rest of us to be part of his new Exobyte Super Soldier program that he and Bats codenamed Project Black Omega. They gave each of us exobytes that would give us our powers. Nas got his speed, Telesthesia got her telekinesis and telepathy, Bandit got his shape-shifting and super senses, Icy got her fire and ice powers, even New Tech got superhuman agility and a healing power from it. My brother didn't get his ring yet, but he did get the ability to heal faster than most. My exobytes gave me power over sorcery, but I still needed help mastering it. Thankfully though, I got help from this hero named Zatanna.
Oh, so that's how you know about the exobytes. Wait, aren't we getting sidetracked?
Shut up, rude ass. Anyway, about a year passed, and Atrocitus gave Quincy his sanity back, along with control of his ring, with this blood pool ritual thing. The only reason he did this was compassion for Quincy's service the past year. The ring still influenced his mind though, and he found out that Darkseid's forces were making their own lantern battery on Earth. Atrocitus took Quincy and led the Reds back to Earth, making a base on the moon. That basically led to Atrocitus declaring all-out war on Darkseid, and the Reds getting their asses kicked bad. Darkseid's forces just overwhelmed them. It turned into a massacre before anyone even knew there was a fight. Anyway, the rebels sent all the super soldiers out to investigate the situation. Somehow, through all the chaos, we found Quincy. It took a while, but we managed to free him from his ring afterwards.
Okay. Wait, why does he have it now? And why does it seem like he has much better control over it?
We had to give him some new experimental exobytes in order to save his life.
Experimental? What did you put in them to make them so experimental?
Energy from a Blue Lantern power battery and DNA straight from the Blue Boy Scout himself.
Blue Boy Scout? What are you... Superman? You gave Quincy Superman's DNA? Does he even know?
No, he doesn't know. Look, it wasn't my idea, okay? It was the only way to save his life. And the council didn't want any of us telling him because they still weren't sure how he'd react. Even after he put his ring back on, he occasionally would have some issues keeping his anger in check.
What do you mean?
As he is, Quincy is only accessing about 25% of his ring's full power. Sometimes when he gets really angry, or if the situation calls for it, he would be able to access 50 or even 75 of it. We called that his Nova mode.
Wow, what happens Which is a full 100.
We're not sure. He's never gone that far out of fear of losing control again. Anyway, after that all happened, Quincy began training with the mercenary Deathstroke and started calling himself the Black Ghost. He then joined up with us with Deathstroke as our leader. And together all the super soldiers formed the Reapers. We later renamed ourselves Black Omega and had a ton of success throughout our time in the Resistance.
I'm sensing a butt somewhere.
But all that went up in smoke when Darkseid found our base. He sent an army of parademons and destroyed everything. Quincy even had to put his ring back on just to make sure we all got out alive.
That's... Whoa.
Yeah, but as far as we know, we were the only survivors.
So how'd you guys end up back here then?
We got Telesthesia, our friend Ramon, and Icy Hot to rig one of the teleporters into a time machine. We went back in time and got separated by Brainiac. We all escaped though, and almost 6 months later, here we are.
Whoa. That is some backstory.
Yeah, it is. Look, Quincy's gone through hell and back trying to protect both us and people in need. From our perspective, we didn't know who your friend was or what his intentions were. Nos was hurt, New Tech was stunned, and Bandit was out cold. His first priority was getting all of them out of there alive and safe.
Well, jeez. When you put it like that, now I feel like an asshole.
Look, you didn't know, so I'm gonna let it slide just this once.
Listen, I'm sorry about what I said earlier. I'm just really stressed out right now.
Like I said, forget about it. I'll let it go just this once. And I'm sorry about threatening you.
Don't worry about it, man. I was the one who was out of line.
Alright. Well, I think it's about time we head up to the roof and get down to training. You still up for it?
Yeah, let's go.
So, why exactly are we out here again?
In order to find the others, I've been tracking all long-range Zeta beam radiation for the past few months now. It took a while, but I finally figured out the general location for their base. It's not perfect, but at least we've narrowed it down to Metropolis.
Okay, but why am I over here?
Simple. Divide and conquer. We split up so we can cover more ground. Anyway, stay focused. Keep searching and call me if you find anything.
Right. Will do. Well, I haven't found the others yet, but I found Captain Cold.
Wait, what? Don't engage him. I'm on the way.
Too late. He already spotted me. I'm going in for it.
Ma'am, we have a situation. I found Mr. Aaron Knight, but he seems to be locked in battle with Captain Cold.
What?
I would teleport you there, but there seems to be a lot of atomic energy in his general area that is interfering with my systems. I'll teleport you over there once it all clears up.
Got it.
Enough! Time to end this!
Okay. Looks like the last blast knocked him out. Good.
Ma'am, the interference is just cleared up. I can teleport you over there now.
Okay, I'm on my way. Hey Warhead, I'm here to give you some backup.
Huh? Rose!
Okay, I'm here. Where's Cold?
Yeah, we kind of took care of that already. The hell took you so long anyway? Don't you have super speed?
I haven't been at full power since I got off that Brainiac ship. It's probably a side effect of all the experiments that bastard did to me.
Actually, speaking of Brainiac ships... Hey Maya, you know where the others are?
Don't worry, they're all fine, but...
I'm sorry for the interruption, ma'am, but Mr. Stewart insisted that I ask you all to continue this conversation back at the base. If so, then I am able to teleport you all to the base right now, and teleport Captain Cold to Stryker's Island. All you need do is say the word.
Alright.